a couple of friends and I decided to make these big arm knit blankets. Let me tell you about it. I'm Maddie with Maddie Sews, and welcome back. Last Tuesday, I got together with a couple of my friends via Zoom, and we decided that we were going to make these big arm knit blankets. I have to admit, this blanket actually came together pretty easily. We watched a YouTube video by Mama in a Stitch, and I'll make sure that I link to that video below. But she did a really fantastic job of just kind of like walking us through how to get like that first basic chain going. And you really don't need any knitting needles, which was actually kind of nice. Okay, as for materials, all that I really needed for this was 4 balls, or I think it's called skeins of yarn. And this was the big blanket yarn from Michaels. I got it buy one, get one 50% off, and I needed 4 of them. I'll put a little picture here so that way you can see what it actually looked like. Now, I had ordered the fabric for curbside pickup, and so it was really kind of funny. Never having really dealt with anything like this, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. But when they brought me this huge bag of yarn, my mind was just blown. I mean, sometimes when you're just buying stuff online, you don't really get a true idea for how big or fluffy or soft things are, right? I mean, it happens all the time with fabric. Sometimes I'll buy something expecting one thing and get something back, and I'm like, oh, this is super thick and spongy, or or the color's just weird, right? It's just not what you were expecting. So that's kind of the way I felt. I felt a little shocked by how much yarn I had. So I guess I do need to say that I did use a different type of yarn than what the original video had. And I think she had done like 12 like links or stitches wide for her blanket. And I was thinking, well, mine looks a little smaller. I think I have a smaller gauge yarn. So I'm gonna add on a couple more links, right? So I decided to go, I think 14 or 15 wide. And my friends that were also making these blankets, they decided to go 24 wide. And I just thought that was an insane choice. They did make their holes much smaller, so their entire blanket's much tighter, which, probably made a difference in their blanket. Ultimately, what ended up happening was they had these really beautiful, cozy blankets that were like, I don't know, the size of a rectangular table. Really cute blankets. And I got a shawl. One really long shawl. It's still really cozy, even though I can see right through it. But I mean, I still like it. I hope that she will. She might just have to wrap it around her body 50 times. I've tried knitting before, like with knitting needles and, making stuff. And I've made scarves in the past, but they've taken forever. And really, I liked this project. So the one thing that I never really figured out when I was knitting scarves and when I was making this thing is, what do you do when you actually miss a loop? I mean, there's this like huge hole in my blanket now, and I'm not quite sure. I mean, like, look, how do I fix that? Is it just gonna keep coming apart? Maybe I just need to tie all of this into a knot right here, like that, so it stays together. You all help me. I think something's going on here, and I don't want to remake this entire blanket. So please, if you know how to solve this problem, let me know. I mean, help your girl out, please. Oh man, and I think it's getting worse. I mean, look, there's really not much more to say about this thing. I tried to make a blanket. I ended up with a really long shawl, and I think it's kind of coming apart. So I don't think I'll be making another one of these blankets. However, I am really, really happy that I made this one with my friends. It was a really fun project for Zoom, and quite honestly, I would recommend it for you all as well. I mean, after all, the blankets that my other friends made were legit blankets, and they looked really nice. Well, thanks for hanging with me. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and click that bell notification so that way you know the next time there's a new video. And until next time, I hope that you find joy and have a wonderful day. Bye.